Mr. Gaza, assisted by Sibigele Jali and given Letlaka on the flanks today, as William Shongwe runs you through the formations.
3 at the top of the formation. Cupido, the main man, as the number 9, but the assist will be coming from Kaizer on the right-hand side. But even better, Butsaka, coming from deep in the middle, will join in the attack. They look dangerous when they do that. And as we look at Kaizer Chiefs as well, it's Serino for me who has really been missing in that cabin as far as the attack is concerned. But Tabakele, who joins in as a defensive midfielder, but also very creative in the build-up stage.
Well, the noise inside this stadium is deafening. Not quite a full house, but it is very, very loud. A few interesting factors for us to consider this evening. Stellenbosch have made it to the semi-finals of this competition the past 2 seasons. They appear to enhance their cup credentials with each passing campaign. They made it to the final of the other 2 domestic knockouts, but they've yet to reach the Nedbank Cup showpiece, although their coach has. They face today the most pedigreed cup side in the land, although Chiefs have not earned silverware of any kind for nearly 10 years, and their last win in the Nedbank Cup was 12 years ago. Highly anticipated fixture here. Kaizer Chiefs have already done a league double over Stellies this season, just to add to the confidence that seems to be emanating from amongst their fans. In fact, Chiefs have won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these 2 sides, but as we all know, the nature of cup football renders recent results obsolete in determining what might be the outcome here, with a semi-final spot up for grabs. A massive incentive as Skumpuzagasa puts the whistle to his lips, and we are underway in Taberga. So, giving him Simango, came in for injured Rishwin Dortley in the last match against Magesi, did quite well alongside Inacio Miguel. Will the defense of Kaizer Chiefs, who have struggled to keep clean sheets, hold up against this dynamic attack of Stellenbosch? William Shongwe, something special about the National Cup. Oh! Horrible collision early on here for Ngozi Ngobo, who, of course, has been plagued by injuries over recent years. But the way he dragged himself up off the turf so quickly is impressive, considering the nature of that collision. But what I do know is he's been working very hard in an individual capacity recently, just working on injury prevention and toughening himself up. He has a trainer, Bukosi Nyoni, who's helping him with those certain elements. And it's good to see that he was able to tough that one out. I was saying to you, William, the National Cup, which has been in existence for more than half a century. The Kaizer Chiefs have a wonderful, you yourself have a relationship with this particular competition, which always gets the blood pumping, because it kind of caps off the season. The final comes at the conclusion of the league campaign, and is the crown jewel, I guess, in terms of domestic silverware.
Listen, this cup means so much to all the players that get the opportunity to play all the way to the finals. Like you said, it's a cup final that gets played right at the end of the season, so there's always those potential bonuses besides your usual salary that you can walk away with for holidays into the off-season. So that's very, very important for the players to really exert themselves, because it gives them that alternative to walk away with something.
Just listen to that roar when Lilepo gets on the ball. What a fabulous mid-season signing he was, or has been. Over to Nielsen Dove. First immediately into the lineup was Dove for that big match against Mamelodi Sundowns, where he performed quite admirably despite the fact that they lost. And there he is at left back once again, where they have had a few issues this season. Kaizer Chiefs far and away the most successful team in the Nedbank Cup. Win the National Cup since 1971, 13 titles, although Orlando Pirates with 10 are beginning to close in on them. Yes, Ashley Cupido possesses tremendous pace, taking on Miguel. This deflected cross almost fell kindly for Lekalwane, who opened the scoring when these two sides met in January, only for Wandile Duba, who's still out injured but is recovering, to turn the game on its head with a brace. And then more recently, met first week of February, it was Lilepo's headed goal 4 minutes into that tie that separated the teams come the end of 90 minutes. Tossed in by Kaizer Godzilla, the Nigerian recruit, who took a little bit of time to get his paperwork sorted out, but was sorted in well for Stellenbosch as the replacement for Dino van Rooyen.
There's a lot of good work she's doing as far as keeping that ball defensively, though, which for me, I think for the most part, it takes them a little longer to try and push the ball into the attacking phase of the game, and it always gives time to the opposition to be able to regroup and get back into their defensive positions.
Lele just possessed by Butsaka, and then efforts to win the ball back quickly. I've seen Devin Titus felled, free kick for Stellenbosch.
A key member of the Kaizer squad in that middle of the park for me. Hardly gives ball position away. Obviously here holding too long onto the ball and he gets caught.
Nothing comes of that particular moment. Referee unmoved by the appeals, and now it's Kaizer Chiefs on the move with Lilepo. Frosla. They're calling for it. Finds more ball. Pulimon. Can't locate Gaston Sereno, underhits his pass. Sihle Nduli, his only senior goal of his career, came against Kaizer Chiefs in an MTN 8 match back in 2022. A game that ended 1-1, Kaizer Chiefs won on penalties. There have been 3 cup meetings between these two sides, including that MTN 8 game, and then 2 in the Nedbank Cup previously. Back in 2017, last 32 meeting, which Chiefs won 3-0. And in 2018, the last 16 meeting, which Chiefs won 2-1. So this is the 3rd time these two sides meet in the Cup of Dreams. Must point out, though, that Stellenbosch, in both those previous instances, aforementioned Nedbank Cup meetings, were operating in the 1st division at the time. Now, William Shongwe, perhaps the viewers would have picked it up and you would be willing to expand on it. The ball runs smooth on the surface, but it does look very patchy as Devin Titus tries to conjure something here. Bruce Ruma snaffles it up. So high is the tempo of this game. There's not a moment to squeeze in anything anecdotal. But I promise we will find a moment to update you on why the pitch looks as it does. As Norbo seeks to throw the pass, it's beautiful. Actually, the player can't stay on his feet. It was a stunning pass that Thabo Moisane did enough against the prayer and kept it legal, at least according to the officials.
It's a beautiful pass. Defense splitting pass from Norbo. I guess Molosiani does very well with a little bit of pressure just to put Dupree on, which easily could have been given as a foul. You can see his hand wrapped around Dupree's neck. That could have been viewed as an obstruction, but whether the man in the middle had a clear view, but the official on this near side should have been able to pick it up. Definitely, there's a lot of hands changing there.
Yeah, definitely a hand across the face of Ashley Dupree. Simkele Jali was probably best positioned to pick that up. Lekulwane tried his best to get back on sides. The flag up on that far side from Given Letlaka, who had a fairly poor game against, whilst officiating arrows against Mamelodi Sundowns midweek, today's second assistant.
Yeah, when the ball was kicked initially, he was just an inch or so offside, but he managed to tuck himself in and try to avoid. But once again, the offside is called when the ball leaves the foot of his player deep in the middle. I guess me and you were discussing about just exactly where the goals for Kaizer normally comes from, set pieces. I was very happy with that pass from Novo. Something that Chiefs is missing to score goals in open play. They're not creating enough from those situations. As you can see, a lot of balls get played behind, even when there's still a chance to play it forward.
It's all the way back to Busfuma. Started the season watching on from the sidelines, and has since established himself as the number one. The last 16 games in a row has Bruce Wimmer in all competitions as Gaston Sereno gets on the end of this. Scored his first Nedbank Cup goal for Kaizer Chiefs last time out against Chippa United, but his 8th in total. Bagged 7 for Sundowns. This is looking good for Amakosi. In the end, Pulemori just couldn't get the ball in time. Good skill to dart towards the byline, but seemed perhaps a little indecisive.
And also, you got to consider that his left is not the strongest foot, so I think he was reluctant to execute because he just didn't have the confidence to be able to do so. But he got a corner from it, which is good enough. You mentioned Chiefs are scoring from set pieces, maybe this is one.
More goals than any other team from corners in the league this season. And it looks like they have a good routine that they're about to execute. I think it'll be a retake. The whistle had gone before the ball actually flew into the box. Devin Titus down. In from Sereno. Sane was the man who initially intervened, and then away from Butsaka. Rufrosler retrieves. Hey. Mori gets it out of his feet. Back with Pulemori. Ashley Cupido doing some defensive work. Pulemori wins it off him. Simango to Lilepo. Space for Lilepo. Dispensed into his path here by Ngobo. Now Kaizer of a handball, nothing given. Emilson. Frosler turning away from Lekulwane. Gaston Sereno.
Good spell for Chiefs.
Yeah.
But they still need to make that pass that will matter. That is in the attacking third. Right now, it's all just ball positioning deep in the middle. It's not good enough.
Ned Nielsen. Looking for a route in behind. But Stellenbosch stand resolute.
Good shape they're keeping just about every time they don't have the ball. Stellenbosch. It's one of their strengths. They don't apply the high press unnecessarily. They got to wait for just the whole body of players to make progress into the attacking phase, because they can apply any form of a press.
Both these teams have a fairly decent record at this particular venue, so the fact that they're playing here at Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium might not factor into the equation. As Gaston Sereno slips, Lekarwane down under the challenge from Ngobo.
Yeah, on his own, Sereno, a little bit unusual. He trips himself on the ball. A possibility of a move that had the potential to end up as a cross.
While Orlando Pirates wait in the semi-finals. It was tough going against SuperSport United at the old Peter Makaba Stadium, but they got the job done on penalties as Ngobo is fouled. And Tata Kiba is the first recipient of a yellow card. Kaizer Chiefs youth product.
I think his claim is that it's his first tackle. It doesn't really matter whether it's first. It's just a matter on what it's done. Yeah, there's no doubt about the call. It's a foul first, but also a booking, without a doubt. It's not about how many tackles you made that could amount to a booking. If the tackle is bad enough, the first one, yes, you go into the book.
That's Moloi Sane, heads it clear. He's been very, very crucial for Stellenbosch this season. They've had a busy schedule with continental football. Today is the 38th match that they're playing in all competitions, and he is appearing for the 34th time. Refrosler gets it in quickly. Corner for Kaizer Chiefs.
Given a small break in the last game, a little bit of a rest, understandably, you mentioned those number of games. Players are not machines. They're human beings. They need to be rested just to refresh a bit.
Well, it was a compelled rest.
Yeah.
He was suspended.
Oh, yeah. But a few of the players actually in the Stellenbosch side, I felt like maybe the coach gave them.
Well, I'll explain that when it comes to Toure and Stevens, is because they're on 3 yellow cards. So they didn't want either of them to miss it for a suspension, miss this Nedbank Cup match. They thought the game against Marumo Gallants was a perfect time. Poor corner.
And then there was Toro in the mix as well. Also was given a break.
Yep. Another who was on 3 yellow cards.
Yep. Yep. So it was a big game for Stellis, I guess. The statement is that we need to win this game.
In from Sereno. And away by Inya Kazi Godswill, as he often goes by, the Nigerian recruit.
I'll stick to the first name.
Corner taken short. Sereno. Teasing ball in. Lois Sane well positioned.
Yeah, he needs somebody running to that near post.
Sereno gets it back. Oh! Referee points to the spot. There was a handball with the delivery en route to the head of Lilepo. Well, it hasn't been converted yet, but the roar around the stadium is as if it was already in the back of the net.
Listen, Sereno has been excellent. I was talking about how he's whipping this ball, and just in between, I'm not too sure what happens here. And Nduli pushes the hand of Moloi Sane. I don't think Moloi Sane intended to get to the ball, but somehow Nduli's shoulder.
Yeah, so it's Toure's hand, but I think Nduli interferes with his efforts to head the ball away.
I will be very unfortunate, because clearly for me, I don't think he meant to raise his hand that high. That was unnecessary. He knows something happened there. That shouldn't have happened. But obviously Stevens is there. He might save the day for Stellenbosch. The noise just gets louder and louder.
Ignacio Miguel scored from the penalty spot against Chippa United in the last 16. He's got a goal in the first round as well, so he's looking to convert in the opening 3 rounds of the Nedbank Cup. I wonder when last a Kaizer Chiefs defender did that. A pivotal moment in this time. Few paces back for Ignacio Miguel. Sends Stevens the wrong way. Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium erupts, and Kaizer Chiefs hit the front against Stellenbosch.
The anticipation before the penalty was taken. It had to get to somebody. But calmly, Ignacio Miguel slots it. Almost the ball trickles into the back of the net, having sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. That's the level of calmness he had when he approached the set piece. We spoke about Chiefs scoring from set pieces. Here's another for you.
You know, on second viewing, it does look like Toure raised his hand independently of any interference from Ndule. That was a conscious decision he made to stick his hand up. And, you know, it's not the most convincing penalty from Miguel. He scuffs it, but it counts nonetheless, and he moves level with Pule Modi. Both have 3 goals in the Nedbank Cup for Kaizer Chiefs this season.
That is, of course, a little bit of a concern for me, that the defender is matching some of the attacking players in as far as his goals is concerned. Clearly, it's Chiefs' problems. They're not scoring enough. They're creating enough, but they're not scoring them. Question once again, Grant, is that what will the Chiefs' plan going forward from now? And I've seen them being able to create this kind of a gap and then let it go later on in the game. How they're going to control this game is very, very important. And their defensive frailties are also, I think, have been very obvious since the beginning of the season. That defense can't hold a lead.
Yep.
Maybe slightly better in the last few games.
An opportune slip, and Kipito races onto it. Legarwani. Dispossessed by Reef Frosler. Turns the ball in field for Ashley Dupre, who gets on his bike. Yeah, Frosler played that too early.
And also with no power. It couldn't get past Moloisane. The whole intention is with you put a defensive splitting pass like that, you want to at least get it far away from the defender. Yes, to play at speed, but that one was going nowhere.
Lepo can't bring it under his spell. Modi gets it out to Ed Milson. Toure with the clearance. And away by Devon Titus. I did promise the viewers that William Shongwe, who's doubling up as a bit of a horticulturist today, will give us a breakdown on why the field appears the way it appears today, although it's very playable.
Indeed, it's playable. The patronage, you see some wide beats all over the place. There is a worm, of course, not just a worm. worms that are busy chowing the roots from underneath. And it's been worse in the last 3 weeks. It was worse than what you see right now. They've actually done a lot of good work here. Soli Gupega is the groundsman that has been excellent in keeping the field playable in this fashion. And he was telling us about all the chemicals that have been able to be. He says some of these worms are now defensive. They're fighting hard to survive. They don't just die easily, even with the chemicals.
Well, of all the colloquialisms you could have chosen, you chose to say they're chowing the roots, and I think it's pretty apt, well put. They have gone crazy on the root, and it stretches back to last season where they were struggling to identify the problem. So now they've got a bit of a handle on it, because if you will recall, their surface has been much poorer in the past. Skumbuzo Gasa, our match referee, goes down.
He obviously took the opportunity to explain everything to me, because I was here last season, and I did challenge him as the groundsman to say, hey, my bro, what's going on here? You're letting us down.
Busfuma takes evasive action. Had to venture just a little outside of his 18-yard area to clear. Imploring his defensive line to switch on as Moloi Sane comes over for the long throw. Just 2 long throws scored in domestic action this season. Goals scored from long throws, rather. It's rather a rarity. Let's see what they can do from here. Good distance from Moloi Sane. Difficult to do at sea level. And Ed Nielsen touches it behind for a Stellenbosch corner.
You can't just say it's difficult at sea level. You've got to be able to explain to us what the altitude does to the pressure.
In from Basadine. Busfuma gets gloves on that, but not fully away now. Lekulwane. His shot always rising. From that kind of distance, you need to set the ball well. He was digging that out from under his feet.
And also, you got to go back to the goalkeeper, Bruce Vuma, who couldn't hold the ball. He was caught between 2 minds whether to punch it or hold it.
Steve Barker, losing finalist in 2009. He took Tuks to the final. They were defeated by Swallows. And since he's been at Stellenbosch, difficult start in the Nedbank Cup. Lilepo down at the moment. Their first 5 appearances, they didn't make it past round 1 in 4 of them.
Dirty from Moloi Sane.
Come forward by Voom. Weber Basadine giving him some angle, helps it forward for Lilepo. Looking for Gaston Serino's a good ball. Little Uruguayan just couldn't get there in time. Ignacio Miguel given away cheaply. Gonzo with an excellent spread. Lekulwane. Butsaka. Oh man, that was close.
Unlucky to Butsaka, who I thought was on the money, coming from deep, just arriving. It's a long pass that looked harmless initially, but Lekulwane does very well to hold play here and allow the oncoming Butsaka. He misses it, opens up his leg way too much. And skews the ball from being direct to goal, but I think well played by Lekulwane, who realized that his angle was a little bit too tight and was surrounded by a number of defenders, couldn't go through, and opted for that cutback.
Torre hoops it long. Butsaka. Lekulwane. Ball given away. Played it. Simango. Sereno controls after it was pinged to him by Simango Namlobo. Frosler. And Sereno slips. That's for the first time.
I don't know how many times has it been falling.
Yeah.
And it's not like because the ground is soft or anything. Something's wrong with his boots. I took a little bit of a walk. I didn't feel any softness underfoot. He just simply needs to find ways to sort out those starts of his. And it has happened on a few occasions where Chiefs could have gone on to create a scoring chance.
Kaizer Chiefs have now scored 8 unanswered goals in the Nedbank Cup. Thrash free agents, 4-0 in the last 32. Pulimori brace, Masha Miguel, Rangachiva Vero, then last time out, last 16 against Chippa United, 3-0 win. Here's Lekuluani, Stellenbosch, hoping to be the first side to score against Chiefs in this season's tournament. Mobo challenging illegally in the air.
He wants to come out beautifully and smooth from his defensive part. Sometimes it doesn't really matter how you do it. Clear the ball long and then make sure you gain some ground so you can defend it better.
The frustration evident on his face because I think he knows exactly what you're saying is correct. By the way, interesting little tidbit for you, William. Kaizer Chiefs came into their first round Nedbank Cup game with a 1-0 win over Spokane. They came into their second round game with a 1-0 win over Stellenbosch in the league. And they come into this Nedbank Cup game with a 1-0 win against Magesi in the league. So, good omen or not. And right now, their focus is on defending the set piece.
Bazasin might just touch it slightly.
He does. Bazasin launches it in. Zuma comes for it, gets the call in his favour.
Yeah, he got challenged in mid-air, which is normal for a goalkeeper to be challenged. But luckily he gets this decision in his favour. I'm not sure if it would have counted because he had already punched the ball when he collided with the opposition's player.
I did mention earlier that both sides have a very good recent record at this stadium, so it's not like either come here not enjoying their time in this ground. Kaizer Chiefs have won their last 4 at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. The last time they're here, April 2023, Ashley Dupree earned them a 1-0 win over Chippa United with an absolute cracker. Stellenbosch, last time at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium was October of last year, 2-0 win over Chippa United. Titus and Cupido on the score sheet. They're unbeaten in their last 4 at this stadium with 3 wins and a draw. This ground gets the best of both. Titus taking on Doggett. There's a wicked ball in from Godswell, and Rick Frosler felt as if there was no other recourse but to turn it behind.
Vuma might have made the call to say easy, but it's so loud, you can hardly hear yourself talk. So that's why Vuma at the same time is grateful that they made that decision. If you're not sure as a defender, you're not sure what's happening behind you, don't take any chances.
Put in from Lekorani. Again, right on top of Vuma.
It's a good one in a way. He got the distance, he got the height to it. But Stellies are applying the pressure. Chiefs are not holding to the ball much. Even when they do get ball position, they can't hold to it. Unlike in the beginning, they recycled the ball that well. Have a little bit of a rest time, but they have not been allowed to do that in the last 5 or 10 minutes. In fact, since Chiefs scored that goal, they have been under pressure.
So as the referee just talked to a couple of players, Toure encouraging his teammates to get closer to the 6-yard area. With Sonny having got a lot of distance on his last throw. Challenged successfully for it the first time of asking, but then giving him some longer, getting it away. Mani Patsaka retrieving it. Pursued here by Ashley Deprea. Goes down under the challenge. Free kick, very similar position to before.
That is so wrong for Kaizer Chiefs players. I mean, that was, again, unnecessary. I feel like they're creating too many set pieces, and that's exactly what Stellies are looking for. They can't come out of that half, and these set pieces are just accumulating one over the other. And at some stage, something will give. But so far, they're holding Chiefs.
Not his best delivery. Toure hooks it over his own shoulder to keep the pressure on, but Nobo, in his efforts to escape, was fouled.
Exactly what Chiefs needed. Just a little bit of a breather. At least this will push Stellies all the way back into their half, and Chiefs will have those moments to be able to maybe recycle the ball a little bit defensively.
Bravo. Savinho. Milson to Nobo. Runs it out of play. Titus down under the challenge of Edmilson.
Another set piece.
And the pressure continues to build. 10 minutes until the interval. I think Steve Barker is making the case that someone should be showing a yellow card there. There's a clear indication that he is making reference to Tato Kiba's yellow card, which came after one foul.
Point made. It's a type of tackle. I'll repeat myself as far as that is concerned. It doesn't matter if it's a face. If it's bad enough and it deserves a booking, that's what will happen.
Now on the opposite flank, it's in-swinger from Basadine. Chiefs repel the danger. But won't be able to continue on because they do have a man down at the moment in the form of Milson.
I think he's taken out by Godswill there. Yeah. And off the ball incident. Was it an elbow? Oh, what? But definitely, I think there was contact made as Godswill jumped over him.
Bruce Fuma in conversation with Ilyas Muzugi, the goalkeeper coach, the always animated goalkeeper coach of Kaizer Chiefs. Nasruddin Nabi in the meantime gets an impromptu opportunity to consult with some of his players. Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium is rocking with Kaizer Chiefs in the lead, looking to continue their excellent run in the Nedbank Cup, where they've not had all too much joy recently. Well, they did make it to the semi-finals back in 2023. Speaking of making it deep into cup competitions, this is a man who knows how to get the job done. He's made a National Cup final in his last 3 seasons as a coach. Last season in Morocco with FAR Rabat. They lost in their National Cup final against Raja Casablanca, who were coached by former Orlando Pirates mentor Yusuf Zimbabwe. And prior to that, with Young Africans, he went to their National Cup final in 2023 and 2022. We'll get back to that because Gaston Sereno has gone down under a challenge clutching his face, so there could be further punishment meted out here. Let's see what a second viewing tells us. Oh, you can't do that.
But just before that, Toro is responding
to Sereno,
yeah. But you can't retaliate in that fashion in full view of everyone. And what follows next is the player that retaliates is the one that ends up getting sent off.
Yeah.
Plus, by now, should understand that unfortunately the first incident sometimes is not normally picked up, but it's the second one that is very obvious, and that's what most referees will go for. Oh, he's lucky.
Yeah, he's lucky boy. Ismail Toure will miss Stellenbosch's next match, so it's actually really consequential for them because they host Orlando Pirates this coming week. We knew he was walking a tightrope coming into this match.
Now you tell me, in as far as these rules are concerned, he threw a hand into the face of another player. And under normal circumstances, that is not even debated. What are the mitigating circumstances to say maybe?
I'm trying to conjure some quickly. Toure says if Sereno was the same height as me, that would have been into his chest. That's the best I can think of. And I say that in jest, of course.
You see, that is where now Sereno is going to get himself into trouble because he's going to want to justify that Toure deserves a booking or even a red. He got the booking.
And we know he is difficult controlling his emotions. He's been sent off several times in South African football. Most recently, just a couple of games back, mid-February, a 4-1 defeat at home to Supersport United. He was dismissed, 2 yellow cards, and he's only just returning from suspension.
I think Mr. Kaizer here will have to review this decision later on and think to himself exactly what got into me. For me, the way I understand it, obviously, the aspects when it comes to the laws of the game will maybe help us further at some stage, but this is definitely, for me, it's debatable.
Mr. Robert Smith is here as the match commissioner and referee assessor. And perhaps he'll whisper something in his ear at half-time.
Yes, Simama must go to the book.
Now Steve Barker has been campaigning for anyone in yellow and black to gold and black to go into the book, and finally Simango has. Gets it away. Toure. Putsaka. Keep it. Oh, Nickel Ryder collides with his own player, but the referee was already playing advantage.
Very important remaining parts of the game. Right now for Chiefs to just do enough to hold on and go to the half. They've been under pressure for the most part, but I think they've dealt with the pressure out well. But even more during this last remaining minutes.
Now Kaizer Chiefs know this is an opportunity they have to seize. Since they finished runners-up in 2019 to then First Division club TS Galaxy, they have only progressed past the last 16. This is just the second time in the last 6 seasons They also did so in 2023. They made it to the semi-finals. Were ultimately dumped out by Orlando Pirates. Pusuma. Very clear, nervy moment. Refrosler. Still he continues on. Hidato. This pass intercepted. Tatakiba now looking for an outlet. Aloy Sane. Kaizer Chiefs last won this tournament back in 2013. 1-0 winners over Supersport United. They needed extra time to do so. Bernard Parker scoring fairly early into the additional 30 minutes. And before that win in 2013, they'd last done it in 2006, and before that, the turn of the millennium in 2000, they've won it just 3 times in the last 33 years, William Shongwe. They won the National Cup 10 times. We'll get back to that as Ashley Dupree works some space. Dupree drills it straight at Sage Stevens. Refrosler now. This is better from Chiefs. Novo. Edmilson. Pulemori hasn't been involved all too much. Sereno can't keep the ball moving. Now, what an opportunity for Ashley Dupree
to score against his former team.
Yeah. Sereno dragged back. And Sifli Nduli, was in the TS Galaxy team that beat Kaizer Chiefs in the Nedbank Cup final back in 2019, is the latest recipient of a yellow.
Very important, yes. That happens at the cost of the card, but Sereno, if you talk about the type of goals that he scores, that's his range. And if he's allowed to be able to take a shot, that will have some serious implications.
Well, it's been a domestic campaign across the league and into the third cup competition now that has been very short on direct free kick goals, as Lilepo is now cautioned. In total, 5 yellow cards have been brandished in this match. Hilepo looking to open his Nedbank Cup accounts for Kaizer Chiefs. He's been scoring with frequency in the Betway Premiership. Oh, straight into the wall. There were 3 minutes of injury time added. We're into the final minute of that 3. Dove dives to get it away. Hello, Sonny. Giving me some angle. Wins the aerial duel. Nduli. Bassadin. Nduli, Butaka, last chance here potentially. Cupido drills it into the side netting. No, he believes there was a touch from Bruce Wuma.
Wow, that was close. I could tell you the challenge with that. If a player is in that kind of an area and angle, he's more likely to go across the face of goal.
Oh, I think he feathered that around the post.
That was a big save.
I think it was a big, big save there. Well, it's been the kind of match where even after 45 minutes, players look absolutely drained. High tempo, great intensity from both teams. Kaizer Chiefs with the lead courtesy of that man from 12 yards. And Asher Miguel's penalty separates the two sides. I know you've enjoyed this first 45, William. Great quarterfinal.
Well, I like the response from Celis. Yes, they were under a bit of pressure in the beginning stages, but once they considered, they rose up to the occasion and started piling pressure of their own. Very unlikely. If you think about the number of set pieces created, certainly you've got to be encouraged about that.
Well, at a rocking Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, it is Amakosi who had the edge of Stellenbosch. Sunny well positioned.
Yeah, he needs somebody running to that near post.
Sereno gets it back. Oh! Referee points to the spot.
Yeah, he needs somebody running to that near post.
Sereno gets it back. Oh!
Yeah, he needs somebody running to that near post.
Sereno gets it back. Oh!
Yeah, he needs somebody running to that near post.
Sereno gets it back. Oh! Miguel. Kaizer Chiefs hit the front against Stellenbosch. Miguel. St. Stephen's the wrong way. Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium erupts. Miguel. St. Stephen's the wrong way. Miguel. St. Stephen's the wrong way. Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium erupts and Kaizer Chiefs hit the front against Stellenbosch. St. Stephen's the wrong way. Miguel. St. Stephen's the wrong way. St. Stephen's the wrong way. Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium erupts and Kaizer Chiefs hit the... St. Stephen's the wrong way. Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium erupts. Away cheaply. Gonzo with an excellent spread. Nekarwane. Butsaka. Oh man, that was close. Given away cheaply. Gonzo with an excellent spread. Nekarwane. Butsaka. Oh man, that was close. Given away cheaply. Gonzo with an excellent spread. Nekarwane. Butsaka. Oh man, that was close. Given away cheaply. Gonzo with an excellent spread. Lekarwane. Butsaka! Oh, man, that was close. 33 years, William Shongwe. They won the National Cup 10 times. We'll get back to that as Ashley Dupree works some space. Dupree drills it straight at Sage Stevens. 33 years, William Shongwe. They won the National Cup 10 times. We'll get back to that as Ashley Dupree works some space. Dupree drills it straight at Sage Stevens. 33 years, William Shongwe. They won the National Cup 10 times. We'll get back to that as Ashley Dupree works some space. Dupree drills it straight at Sage Stevens. 33 years, William Shongwe. They won the National Cup 10 times. We'll get back to that as Ashley Dupree works some space. Dupree drills it straight at Sage Stevens. Years, William Shongwe. They won the National Cup 10 times. We'll get back to that as Ashley Dupree works some space. Dupree drills it straight at Sage Stevens. Nduli, Butsaka. Last chance here potentially. Cupido drills it into the side netting. Nduli, Butsaka. Last chance here potentially. Cupido drills it into the side netting. Nduli, Butsaka. Last chance here potentially. Cupido drills it into the side netting. If they spot in the semi-finals, these two teams covered, and it is Kaizer Chiefs who are edging towards a place in the last four. They hold a 1-0 advantage over Stellenbosch following the opening 45 minutes here at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. So the trailing side, Stellenbosch, get us back underway, or do they? Full starts. Absolutely deafening inside this ground as we do get back underway here. Safe Stevens goes long. Stellenbosch need to come from behind, which is something they are more than capable of doing. And something the Kaizer Chiefs did to them earlier in this campaign. And then Wandile Duba was the hero. Well, it's been I wouldn't say an ill-tempered game, but there have already been 5 yellow cards brandished, and one could most certainly have been a different colour. Ismail Toure, who's been sent off several times since arriving in South African football, first with Marumo Gallants. Was a man who first gave away the penalty, avoided a caution, and then for a hand to the face of Gaston Sereno was shown just a yellow. Here's Pulemodi for Kaizer Chiefs. Now Nielsen. Very poor pass from Dove, and Cupido has set Titus on his way. Ignacio Miguel helps away from danger. Sereno cleverly letting that one run. Gaston Sereno is his 20th Nedbank Cup appearance this evening. 2-time winner. Scored the winning goal in 2020 when Mamelodi Sundowns beat Bloemfontein Celtic, also won it in 2022.
Something to maybe expect in the second half. Just want to preempt it this early. With Stellenbosch trailing, they might look to apply a little bit of a high press, because Chiefs did quite a lot of the build-up from their back. And I think there's always an opportunity when you know a team is going to build up from the back.
Ned Nielsen returned to Tarik Melek. It sits to Gaston Sereno. His touch not tight enough. Still the Chiefs apply the pressure. Pulemodi down on the edge of the area goes Ashley Dupre. The play continues. Novo raced onto that one. Nielsen to Gaston Sereno, extravagant touch. Finds Pulemodi. Oh, it looked like he was impeded. He won the ball first. And now a call going in favour of Stellenbosch. Tato Kiba is fouled.
There might have been an impediment, but not enough to maybe catch the attention of the ref.
Frosler giving Ashley Dupre something to chase. Sadine hooks it away. Amani Butsaka. Lekawane. Tremendous pace. Giving Simango does enough to recover possession. Mobo now. Frosler. Looks long for Dupre. Although Sani with the touch off the top of his head. Here's Toure.
Brilliantly done by Toure.
Yep. Although Sani living dangerously. He is a player who's rarely seen his stock rise since his move from relegated Maritzburg United to Stellenbosch. In fact, he faced Kaizer Chiefs in the first round of the Nedbank Cup in 2023 with Maritzburg, and Bruce Vuma opts not to put a touch on that, and wisely so.
I'm not sure if that was on target, whether Vuma, because he lets go because it's a little too high for him to deal with it then, but he's banking on the fact that it's not on target. Very risky.
Banking on it, or he's sure?
for me, he couldn't have been short because he never had the time to even look behind him.
Hilepo. Intercepted by keeper. Now Basadin. Kawane. The ball not particularly effective. Over to Frosla. Nduli. Toure. To Sage Stevens, who will turn 34 in exactly a month's time. There's Maloy Sane, celebrated his 26th birthday last month.
Debut game by the way, Sage Stevens. Plays for Morocco Solis. It's a Nedbank Cup. Got him mixed as the coach, gives him the opportunity for his debut. That's a long time ago. So
Yeah.
Centuries ago.
Frosla. Dupria miscues. It was nicely worked from that right-hand flank. Pulimori. Pascopile Novo.
A little bit slow in releasing the ball at Novo. Looking for a perfect pass. But if you hold it that long enough, it basically helps the defending team to get more organized.
Gaston Serino. Gets it back. Still he continues on. Serino. Oh, ups against the shot. Having seen Hilepo flying into frame. And now up the other end goes Stellenbosch. Away by Nacho Miguel. Butsaka. Basadin in an advanced position. Nakulwane, former Baraka man, laying it back to Basadin. Nduli. Toure.
Too much space.
Ninaya. Devon Titus. The last touch of Titus. Stellenbosch's most dangerous player so far this season, Devon Titus. He is one who does turn up in the Nedbank Cup as well. Three goal involvements so far in this tournament this season. He's scored 2, he's made an assist. Scored in Stellenbosch's first 3 games in the Nedbank Cup last season. They're looking to emulate that. An incredible contribution of 5 goals in his last 6 Nedbank Cup appearances, but it's found it a little bit difficult to get things going this evening.
Look at the numbers high up on the attacking half for Stellis, looking to apply the high press. Chiefs comes away with it though, but not for long. Brilliantly done.
Well, it is do or die, right? They'll be heading out unless they can find the back of the net. So
look at this scenario as well.
Yeah, no need to play cautiously anymore.
4 players, meaning that Chiefs can't build up. I think it's a great way to do it for Stellis to try and deny Chiefs the playing space from their defensive half.
About 40 total passes separating these two sides, and that's also reflected in the possession, where Kaizer Chiefs have a very slight edge, 54% of the possession. Cupido. Putsaka goes down. Mobo with the illegal challenge. Good to see him playing a little more robustly these days, Mobo. We know he's elegant, we know he's silky, we know he has a great pass, but it's that element we need to see more of, getting stuck in, and also being able to ride a challenge a little bit better.
But more for me, for a player of his ability, you want to see him in that offensive half where he has an opportunity to take shots. We've seen him score some crackers from some range. There was once a time he was the go-to player at Chiefs.
Yeah, he has scored 4 goals, I think 4 or 5 seasons back in the league. That's largely due to injuries. Have not contributed all too much in terms of goals. None this season, 1 last. Oh, that looks good for Stellenbosch from the long throw. And spooned over. Big opportunity, goes a-begging. And it is Lekulwane, the only Stellies player to have scored against Chiefs this season.
Look, he anticipates well. He gets in front of the defenders. I think Frostler once again caught ball watching there as he pops in front of him, but he gets too much underneath the ball. Lekulwane. It's a great opportunity. It's an opportunity. It's a chance missed.
The Kaizer Chiefs still yet to be breached in the Nedbank Cup. Tossed in by Dom. Gets away from Mori. Nilsson playing it. He is giving him some angle. Oli Lepo lets it run for Gaston Serino, very clever. Now he pulls the trigger. And I had Ashley Dupree not touched that, would have gone behind for a corner. Kaizer Chiefs fans a little disappointed a few minutes ago when Serino opted not to have a go from a similar position.
But also, I think there was a possibility of a handball. I think that's what Serino had his hands up, basically saying that that should have been something else other than just a goal kick.
Yeah. So, Nasiba Nku and Andre de Jong are onto the park. Lekulwane and Mani Putsaka make way. Putsaka, unsurprisingly, hooked off just before the hour mark. The last time he started was in that loss to Kaizer Chiefs back in February. And that is, incidentally, the last time Stellenbosch actually tasted defeat. They're unbeaten in their last 6 games in all competitions with 4 wins since losing 1-0 to Kaizer Chiefs on the 7th of February. Chiefs, on the other hand, just in terms of away victories, although really you could categorize this as a neutral venue, but free kick, yes. And the decibel level goes up a notch with Pele brought down, and it's a great distance from goal.
And Duli knows it. That's a possible booking.
Yeah.
Or was it Kiba?
Well, both are on yellow cards, William, so it's immaterial. It is Kiba. And he's lucky.
Is where maybe Kaizer had to take it into consideration that the player's already been booked. Kiba got it right by the first minute. He was the one actually appealing that it was his first offense.
Yeah. Yeah, that was about a quarter hour in. Booking for a foul on Novo.
Now, who has the guts for this one? There's lots of discussion going in here. It's a conference room.
It's
it's a decent set piece. I mean, it's very central, and the distance is perfect. You can get it over the wall and have the ball drop behind the wall.
What happens in this situation? All three of those players get 10 seconds to make their case to their teammate. Someone's won. And it goes for it. Can't get the ball to dip in time.
Yeah. The more power you applied, it's more likely to stay out. But you got to be a specialty to get it over the wall and still beat the goalkeeper.
Stevens, poor clearance. Linepo showed far too much of the ball. Nduli. Huge chance squandered. And should have punished Stellenbosch and Sage Stevens for that mistake. They've left the door open for them.
It seemed like he had so much time, but the recovery for Stellenbosch defenders was such that they narrowed the space very quickly.
There's Malloy signing. 10th Nedbank Cup outing for Malloy signing. He's been to the quarterfinal before with Cape Town All-Stars back in 2021. They lost some penalties to Pretoria Callies. Stellenbosch have never lost a quarterfinal. Both times that they've been to the last 8, and that was in the two preceding campaigns. They have managed to get through their quarterfinal obligation. So, Yubobi, Yusuf Martz, the first new face introduced by Kaizer Chiefs this evening. He comes on for Gaston Sereno.
Taking his time on his way out, Sereno. And now, what kind of a game are we going to see? It means that Yusuf and Elliot might play. We might have 2 6s. And Gosempile only in front of him. And what does that say to?
Well, I was going to suggest the same thing. Yes, they've lost Gaston Sereno and his mobility, but maybe with Mart on, Nobo can abandon the more combative side of his game and just look to unlock those forward players.
Can only be.
Busted in, whips it in. Good defence by Kaizer Chiefs. Devon Titus tries to spear it through a thicket of bodies, look to be hitting off target in any case. Nobo has launched the ball long. Ashley Dupree. Now, similar to the first half, where Nobo released Dupree goes down under a challenge, no real appeal.
What I don't understand is from the officials, if a player dives, then of course that should be followed by a yellow. You can't just go down aimlessly. I mean, they have the advantage to get to the ball and do something about it. It's just that maybe sometimes the fall is not too convincing. Yes, it might have been a nudge or some form of contact made.
Now, Cupido onto that ball in behind. Dolphins cross. Blocked away by Nielsen.
He flicks the ball very well if you talk Dion.
He does indeed.
Look where he is right now. That ball can be targeted to him, and all he needs to do is flick it over. It's a good reference.
Spins out of the hands of Godswill. Toure digs out across. Zuma gets a glove on it. Basadine cracks it into Titus. Now Malloy Sane. Nice improvisation with the outside of his foot. The Sibunku measures the cross. Oh, Boomer does well to deny Sibunku.
I know what is going through his mind. That's a big save indeed. And you're as grateful as a goalkeeper when you finally get that ball into your hands. It's like, take your time, let it breathe. It's a great header. He attacks the ball beautifully in front of Dove. Ball watching. This is what we call ball watching from a defending point of view.
Good passage of play from a Stellenbosch perspective. Mentioned during the first half, Sitlin Duli scored his very first professional goal back in 2022, MTN quarterfinal between Stellenbosch and Kaizer Chiefs. Duli opened the scoring just after the break. Ashley Dupree equalising about 10 minutes on. Look at the last 5 minutes of this match where Stellenbosch have had almost 90% of the possession. Chiefs hanging on, looking to preserve that lead. Keeper to De Jong. Godswell, across from deep is good. Simonga challenges well forward. Now Dupree. And Malone Sane will take the booking. It now means that both central defenders and both central midfielders for Stellenbosch are on yellow cards.
This was a weighty one, I think, from Molisane. Dupree gets past him, you know he can open up the valves, and very few can catch him when he gets going. And just looking behind Molisane, there wasn't cover.
Challenging successfully against Lilepo. Hands it straight to Edmilson. He promptly relinquishes possession himself. The Kaizer Chiefs did beat Stellenbosch away from home at the beginning of last month. Lilepo's early headed goal what separated them. It's their only win in their last 8 games, by the way, and that's victory of the Stellenbosch actually put an end to what was a 6-game winless streak. So they have not been good on the road this season, Kaizer Chiefs, since Andre De Jong wins it off Tele and then goes down a split second later. Free kick for Stellenbosch. Great area here. A couple of players will be interested for sure.
Yeah, Kelly drops the ball there.
Yeah.
It's a bad error to lose the ball. And now, the question is on the Stellenbosch side, who is the character for it? Because once again, it needs one of those delicate takes just to set it top of the wall, depending on which side the goalkeeper is. Because
yeah,
thinks he can do it, but also Pasadine, he's got a beautiful straight left foot on him.
Sigunku looking to potentially emerge as the hero.
See where Molisane is, and Cupido. That's where the real danger is. If they break away in time, and if the ball goes there and they break away in time, I'm not sure if Vuma will have enough time to react from there.
Comes ever so close. Beats the wall, but beats the uprights as well.
That was close. Wow. That missed narrowly. Oh.
So a couple of changes made here by Stellenbosch. Kazi Godwin and Ashley Cupido are the two players who make way. And Langelihle Pili, who scored in the first round win over Kruger United, is on alongside Sanele Barnes, who for Stellenbosch this season hasn't quite hit the same heights in terms of goal contributions and chances created as he did with beleaguered Richards Bay last season, where he was undoubtedly the main man. But he is a great option to bring off the bench, and it looks like he has been asked to play out at right back, which is something he has done a couple of times this season already. Barnes' first contribution. Now Lisibunku. Stellenbosch continues on. This is a brilliant run. Was he dragged back by Pule Modi? Referee says no. This is Marks, crossfield ball, not accurate enough. This is Fawaz Bassadine. Showed too much of it to Frosler. To deal with some dugout shenanigans, and as a result,
we look as surprised as us.
Yeah, Khalil Ben Yusuf is the man to go into the referee's book. Nasruddin Nabi is as perturbed as the rest of us, as you put it. Can't understand that. Can the Kaizer Chiefs technical team. Two National Cup wins for Nasruddin Nabi with Young Africans in 2023, 1-0 win over Azam, and a year prior to that, a penalty shootout win over Coastal Union. So in a personal capacity, he's got a good cup pedigree as a coach. The Chiefs will be hoping that this doesn't go beyond the 90 and then to penalties, where they have a dismal record in the Nedbank Cup over the years. Kiba. Toure. And he wins it. The player hangs on to it. Pule Modi. Well cut out by Nku. Now Barnes. Roy Sane. Wasteful ball forward. Stellenbosch facing Chiefs tonight for the third time in the Nedbank Cup. For joint host, they faced anyone in this competition. They've also met Sundowns 3 times over the years.
So Stevens feeling some pain. Is he saying his story now? He was gone for a short while, looking for treatment.
Striding forward is Toure. Barnes. The Kaizer Chiefs, having taken the lead before the midway point of the first half, obviously have been pinned back for the majority of this second. Side that came into the quarterfinals, having taken the most shots in the first 2 rounds, with strong running. That's what Stellenbosch need more of.
As long as it remains like this, Stellenbosch has a chance.
Barnes has gone across. He'll claim this corner kick.
They've been creating the set pieces. They've been creating pressure.
Yes, misplaced his pass was intended for Langeliche Pili, but they recover the ball. Vuma claims. Now it's they're coming together, involving Vuma and Toure. And if Toure is deemed to be the responsible party here, or at least culpable for this incident, then very likely could be in trouble, yeah. Risk of
the thing is
dismissed.
Just how much time did he have to pull out? It looks obvious it's a goalkeeper's ball. Oh, no, he's not looking. He's not actually aware if Vuma is coming. And he's stretching his leg, looking to where the ball is going to land.
It's his arm that catches him now. It's Toure's arm. Take another look. Arm and shoulder.
But what I'm saying is sometimes a player, when he sees that maybe there's no chance to get to the ball, he pulls out. But in this case, for me, he's got his eyes on the ball. The ball is flying across. So from that point, maybe excusable. But let's see what Mr. Kaizer is going to do.
Shabalala, hugely popular player for Kaizer Chiefs, who I think hasn't really been able to recapture the form that he enjoyed before his January injury.
Now, as he walks in Toure, does the ref still want have a talking to? That is possibly for Toure, who that is considered his second booking. Let's see.
George Matlo and Shabalala have been waiting an age to come on. It's Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper coach who's primarily involved in the commotion here, Elias Mzugi. Oh, so he has been dismissed. I can tell you that he's refusing to leave the dugout. There he still sits. And now the head coach is being ushered over. There he still is alongside Sitakaze, which certain we saw a red brandished in his direction. Unless, of course, it was it Brandon Peterson who got the red card?
Looks like it might have been
in the facility, yeah. Confusion reigns in the meantime. Kutukilin Mobo and Lilepo are the two players to make way here for Kaizer Chiefs. Good to see Mobo getting a first start since 26th of January, just his third of the season. His time is up. Good outing for him. And now Shabalala alongside George Matlo.
I understand the substitution.
Yes.
Chiefs have lost control of that middle. And if you look at Matlo, and Shabalala, they're those that can hold a little bit onto the ball in the offensive part of the field. And you need the game to happen a little bit further away from your own goal. Because the build-ups that we saw earlier were happening defensively of Kaizer Chiefs. So you need to take this game into the attacking side. And those two players that just walked in will have that ability. And whether that will help in the last 10 minutes or so remains to be seen. Moloisa, this time decides to play it backwards.
Yep. And checks onto his left foot, delivers in the cross. Pulemori opts not to prevent the throw, which is now very advantageous from a Stellenbosch perspective.
Another throw-in.
2 seasons ago, they did come from behind against Mamelodi Sundowns to win their quarter-final tie. They are forced this evening to do it again, if indeed they are to progress. Last touch. Oh, I thought it was clear. The last touch.
Did you see the handball there? As the ball was dropping, I think marked. I don't know. This is just me.
I'll give you an opportunity to have another look. This is marked. And in fact, it is just off the toe of Andre de Jong and then shielded out by Nasha Miguel. So good officiating. Looking for that cushion. A team who, despite all their success in the National Cup, have won it just 3 times the last 33 years. They won it 10 times in the first 21 years, including the very first tournament back in 1971. National Cup, then known as the Life Challenge Cup. They defeated Orlando Pirates in a replay. Back in the day where finals were replayed, William Shongwe, of course something you're very familiar with. You've seen it all in football. Do have a very good quarter-final record though, do Kaizer Chiefs in the PSL era. There's confirmation the man dismissed with Brandon Peterson in close proximity to his goalkeeper coach, so we initially were inclined to think that it might have been for the coach.
The Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, very fortunate. Just a few days back here, Orlando Pirates were here and we almost had a capacity crowd.
Yeah.
And here we are today, 3 days later.
Well, as much as you have to feel for Stellenbosch and not being able to play at home, for the Chiefs fans, this is a wonderful treat to get their sides coming here for the first time since April 2023. Remember, they played their last away game against Chippa at Buffalo City, so they haven't got a chance to see Chiefs in a while. Here's Pulemori. Stadium will be impressive this coming week when Stellenbosch host Orlando Pirates. That's why they're not actually at Athlone today. That game is on Tuesday. You need, I think it's a full 72-hour, 2 days between matches. They couldn't get the Nedbank Cup match moved to tomorrow. Well, they could, but they couldn't get the league match moved to Wednesday. There's junior rugby played yesterday and today at Athlone. With a cycle race happening, or just finishing at DHL Stadium. As Kaizer Chiefs put it in low, and Dushabalala fired off a shot. George Matlo keeps it alive here for Yusuf Moab. Back with Matlo. Not the most convincing cross. Moab now. It's rather challenging. stage. Stevens with the yellow card, so he too, like Toure, will not take part in that critical match against Orlando Pirates coming midweek. And Stellenbosch have been a bit of a bogey team for the Buccaneers of late. Kiva can't squeeze it through. Now he gets it out to Andre de Jong. Oh, what lovely running from Pasadena. Now, of course, one of the most sought-after left-backs in the country, but played a large part of the beginning of his professional career as very much an out-and-out attacking player. They're being converted to left-back. It swallows by Dylan Kerr. Ibrahim Jabbar is on. Last throw of the dice from a Stellenbosch perspective. Wicked corner in, equaliser! Andre de Jong is claiming the touch. It's all about the delivery from the set piece. It was absolutely superb. Clever from the Kiwi. Back on terms in this quarterfinal.
Such is the cruel nature of this game that we love so much. At a time when Chiefs were looking at the remaining 4 minutes of time remaining and a little bit of additional, and this happens. Living dangerously throughout as Kaizer spin.
Oh,
Miguel didn't stay close enough to Dion to maybe impede him. It actually deflects off Miguel, but it was on his way towards goal.
it just feathers off the head of Andre de Jong. The firmer touch is off the top of the head of Inacio Miguel. Dushabalala. Pulimori can't bring it under his control. Now Devon Titus, they have the wind in their sails, yes, Stellenbosch, and they have been on the front foot for so much of this game. The momentum is with them. Here's Jabbar. Pasadena. Pili. Straight at Dufuma. Taylor. Threading it through here for Matlo. Nice ball for Mori. Pule Mori. Still he drives on. What is ball across? Well, it's all happening at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium.
One switch back into the right back position. We know him as a more attacking on the right. But under the circumstances, he can drop back and it comes very handy in defending a very potential move by Modi.
In Pele. Sigo and Crew prevents Ashley Dupree from having a shot at goal. Scored at this end against Chippa United. It was 2 years ago now. Stunning effort. Refrosted. Nice of Mark. Really? Has he given this away? He has. Doesn't cool. Barnes. Jabbar. Back and forward by Barnes. Away by Simon. Ibrahim Jabbar wins it. Andre de Jong. Pasadena. Really full of trickery. Gets away from Rui Frosler. Nicely defended by Matlo. Dushabalala being pursued here by Langaliti Pili. The Kaizer Chiefs get the free kick. We've just entered into half a dozen additional minutes. And surveys the scene. Plenty of capable aerial threats to aim for. Decent looking ball in. The referee has already ruled in favour of Stellenbosch.
I can only say that maybe our goalkeeper will run a play, but I think it is fair to say that Stellenbosch has been creating numerous chances that came close. Instead, I think it is Chiefs that will regret having not completely applied the right pressure to keep Stellenbosch at bay.
The Chiefs have a couple of replacements standing by. Kaizer, Dylan Solomons. But for the time being, Stellenbosch resume with this long throw. Simon wanted the towel a little quicker. He needs to try the slick ball. There's much purchase on it. Nice on his throw. Stellenbosch have reached the final of both of South Africa's other domestic cup competitions. Runners-up to Orlando Pirates and MGN8 earlier this season. They were winners of the League Cup, the Conning knockout in the previous campaign. They just haven't made it to the Nedbank Cup final yet. They're looking to earn a third successive semi-final berth as Kaizer Chiefs make the changes. Reece Rossler replaced by Dylan Solomon. Did look a little as though he was struggling with the pace and trickery of Langalite Pili in these closing stages. Thabo Klele has also run his race, and Mfundo Vilakazi is on in his place. Sanele Barnes, Toure. Cool. Repelled by Kaizer Chiefs, the Sibonku's cross, and now quickly they look long. Ashley Dupre. Mfundo Vilakazi digs it out for Morris. Sanele Barnes turns it away for a corner. 90 seconds to go until we head into extra time. These two sides looking to earn their spot in the last four, where Orlando Pirates are already waiting. Shabalala's corner, it's crossed off, that's a problem, it's been turned in. Well, the assistants on the far side immediately flagged for an infringement. high drama in the closing seconds of injury time. Well, the referee will consult now with Gibbon Netlaka, and he will relay what he's seen. An assistant who did not have the best of outings midweek when Arrows faced Mamelodi Sundowns. What did he see here? As George Matlo impeding Sage Stevens, turned in by Pule Modi.
Just how much contact was there? I'm just saying.
Well, you're the former goalkeeper, so would you have been unhappy with taking that
the
kind
thing
of
is,
contact?
I'm not too sure how much contact. Did it put him off or did it touch him?
I mean, it was a wickedly hit delivery by Dushabalala that did put Sage Stevens under all kinds of pressure, but
Big decision by Kaizer.
how much did the touch of Matlo contribute to his mistake? The goal stands! The goal stands! Kaizer Chiefs are heading through to the semi-finals of the Nedbank Cup. It's Pule Modi with his fourth of the tournament.
We need to relook at this. We need to be convinced. We need to look at all the possible angles. For me, my only concern is just how much contact was made to put Sage Stevens off. If there was, I'll be the first one to say, referee, you got it wrong. You tell me. You'll be the one to make the decision at home.
Well, the brothers would watch on, having endured an anxious wait whilst the officials deliberated amongst themselves.
The thing is, what gives the ref now the power to decide against his assistants who had a better angle in making that decision? That for me is all the decisions that need to make. But I still insist. Yes, maybe there was contact, but how much? Did it really put Stevens off?
Now the final whistle can't be far off now. The Kaizer Chiefs have a good record of progressing past this stage in the PSL era. They've managed to win in 10 of their previous 13 quarterfinals. All of those have been in open play. They've never required penalties to get past this stage since 96-97. And they look to have navigated safely to the semi-finals once again, with perhaps just a little bit of luck, as Stellenbosch could still have a say. This is Andre de Jong. Now Devon Titus, behind for a corner. Well, this is how they got the equalizer.
Yeah.
And in all likelihood, this is the last play of the game, so they need to make it count. Sage Stevens is up from the back. In from Barnes. Get the ball away. Roll! And Jamal's made a mistake. And Kaizer Chiefs will win this one 3-1. They are through to the semi-finals.
been a fan, you know, of a goalkeeper going across. I know some have made it happen, but I never tried it because for such reasons. It's good when you do it and it works, but the risk is very high. How much time was left though for anything else to happen after that?
Mfundo Vilakazi scores the first Nedbank Cup goal of his career. I'm sure there will be many more to follow, and none will ever be as easy as that. The scoreline in the end is an emphatic one. It doesn't nearly tell the whole story, but Kaizer Chiefs are through to the last four. The Giants have qualified for the semi-finals, and this 2025 Nedbank Cup is really shaping up to be an extraordinary one. As tempers flare here later on, Sidney Nduli still just can't stomach what he feels was quite an injustice.
It's a win for Kaizer, but there's a little bit of a tennis about it. Yes, it's that goal, but it doesn't really matter about the deep goal. But I mean, there's going to be so much debate that is going to go on days and days after this about that second goal. But Sport On is in the house. He saw it live, and I'm sure he's still going to scrutinize it further for the Monday show.
Well, you have to. You've got to tune in for extra time on Monday, because this was certainly a game that had so many incidents worth reliving and debating. Ibrahim Jabbar being consoled, he will feel only culpable, solely culpable for the third goal that went in. The Kaizer Chiefs earn an away win, but you have to feel sorry for Stellenbosch, who are playing their 20th game at home, but we're using a 6th different venue. They've only played 7 of